Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Sparkle English, where I help you improve your English level. Today I'm going to teach you the difference between declarative and interrogative sentences. We'll also go over some common mistakes with these sentence types. So first of all, in English there are four main types of sentences. Declarative sentences make a statement. Interrogative sentences ask a question. Imperative sentences give a command. And exclamatory sentences express strong emotion. But today we're focusing on declarative and interrogative sentences. Here's an example of a declarative sentence. Our math class starts at 8:30 a.m. Notice that we capitalize the first letter of the first word in the sentence, and we end the declarative sentence with a period. An interrogative sentence is a question. So, what time does our math class start? Again, we capitalize the first letter of the first word in the sentence, and we end the sentence with one single question mark. We do not have a space in between the final letter of the last word in the sentence and the punctuation mark. A single space comes after the period and after the question mark. Here's another example. We are going to France next week. Again, this declarative sentence, it's a statement, it's a fact. Here's another example of an interrogative sentence. Are you going to France next week? Once again, this is a question, and it ends with a question mark. Let's look at declarative sentences in more detail and also review the sentence structure. So, declarative sentences state facts, provide information, or express opinions. They end with a period. In British English, we call a period a full stop. They are also known as telling sentences. When you want to tell someone information, you use a declarative sentence. So the sentence structure of a declarative sentence is that we begin with a subject and then we have a verb. After that, we may have an object or a complement. So the subject of a sentence is the person, place, thing, or idea that is performing the action. The subject is the doer. The verb is the action or state of being. And then the object or the complement is additional information about the action or subject, the person or thing that receives the action. As an example, Jessie feeds the dogs every morning. Jessie is the subject of this declarative sentence. Feeds is the verb, and the dogs is the object of the sentence. They are receiving the action. Let's look at some more examples following this structure. The children are reading. In this sentence, we don't have an object. The children is the subject, and are reading is the verb. The verb is in the present continuous tense. My boss has approved the project proposal. My boss is the subject, has approved is the verb in the present perfect tense, and the object is the project proposal. Honesty builds strong relationships. Honesty is the subject of this sentence. Builds is the verb, and strong relationships is the object. And finally, success is subjective. So as you can see, all of these sentences follow the structure of subject plus verb plus object or complement. And all of these declarative sentences end with periods. So now let's talk about interrogative sentences or questions. Interrogative sentences ask questions and often begin with question words or auxiliary verbs. They end with a question mark. So here's the structure. Question word plus auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb, and optionally plus an object or a complement. So a question word is a word that is used to introduce a question, such as who, what, where, when, why, or how. And auxiliary verbs are helping verbs used with the main verb to form a question, such as is, are, do, does, have, can, or will. So let's look at some interrogative sentence examples using this structure. We will look at some easier sentence structures as well. When are we going to the cinema? So when is a question word. Then we have the helping verb or auxiliary verb, are. Then the subject, we. Then the main verb, going to the cinema. Here is a more simple interrogative sentence example. How are you? We have a question word, then the helping verb, and then the subject. Where is my bracelet? Have you eaten dinner? Is it raining? Does Emily study Spanish? In all of these examples, we are seeking information. They are questions. We either want a yes or no response. For example, is it raining? Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Or when we use a question word, we are asking for a specific type of information. Where is my bracelet? Your bracelet is on the coffee table. How are you? I am fine, thank you. So all of these interrogative sentences end with question marks. Let's look at a side-by-side comparison of declarative sentences and interrogative sentences. So once again, declarative sentences end with a period and provide information, whereas interrogative sentences end with a question mark and seek information. My mother loves baking, period. Does your mother love baking? Question mark. Our meeting is at noon, period. Is our meeting at noon? I don't know what I want to study at university. What do you want to study at university? So, in all of the examples of declarative sentences, these are statements or facts. And in the interrogative sentence examples, these are all questions that are asked in order to seek information and get a response. So now let's look at some common mistakes with declarative sentences and interrogative sentences. Let's look at this first sentence. I wonder what my brother is doing right now. This ends with a period. This is a declarative sentence. However, many people might think that this is an interrogative sentence and put a question mark here because we have the word what and the person saying this sentence is wondering something. However, they are not asking a direct question. This is expressing a thought, something that I am wondering about. However, I am not asking a direct question. So this is not an interrogative sentence. An interrogative sentence would be, what is my brother doing right now? Question mark. This is a direct question and would end with a question mark. Here's another example. He asked why the meeting was delayed. Again, this is a declarative sentence because it reports a question rather than asking one directly. So this is a declarative sentence and ends with a period. An interrogative sentence would be, why was the meeting delayed? Or, for example, if this was in a novel, you might have the question tag, he asked, comma, with quotation marks, why was the meeting delayed? However, in this example, this is a declarative sentence reporting a question, not asking one directly. Here's another example. My manager needs to know if we are finished. Again, this is a declarative sentence stating information instead of asking. Are we finished? This would be a question and end with a question mark. So this is something just to keep in mind when determining if a sentence is declarative or interrogative. So now we're going to practice together. I will read 6 sentences, and you must end the sentences with either a period or a question mark. Let's begin. Number 1, what time does the spinning class start? Number 2, I think we should study together after school. Number 3, can you help me carry these books? Number 4, I wonder where I put the remote control. Number 5, are you able to come to Dave's party tomorrow? And finally, number 6, my teacher asked if we could skip recess to help her. Okay, number 1 is an interrogative sentence. It asks a question, so it ends with a question mark. What time does the spinning class start? Number 2 is a statement. It's a declarative sentence, so it ends with a period. Number 3 is also an interrogative sentence. It asks a question, can you help me? So it ends with a question mark. Number 4 is one of those tricky examples. I wonder where I put the remote control. It's a statement. It is not asking a direct question. So this ends with a period. Number 5, are you able to come? This is a question. It's an interrogative sentence, so it ends with a question mark. And finally, number 6, this is another more difficult one. My teacher asked if we could skip recess to help her. This is stating information. So this is a declarative sentence and it ends with a period. Okay, so let me know in the comments section how many you got correct out of 6. And if you had any difficulties, you can check out my other lessons on declarative sentences, interrogative sentences, and other sentence types. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next lesson.